Hola Familia, and welcome. Welcome to today's full moon workshop. We are in May. Oh, if we're all feeling how I'm feeling, I am glad that April is gone. I am thank you, April, for everything. May, welcome. Especially today's full moon. I'm excited. So let's just get into business. The chat's open. This is a very last minute. I did not plan this because, yeah, like I said, April was intense. But nonetheless, I am here. I am committed. Thank you all for being here. Let me introduce myself. Hola, everyone. My name is Comadre Cristal. I am your favorite spiritual mentor, bruja coach. And today we're going to be working on the full moon of May. And full moon is all about releasing, all about letting go, handing it over, whatever you want to call it. We're going to hand it over to higher power. So, with this, we are going to, so let me do the breakdown real quick. I am going to do the channeled messages, and then from there, we'll do the petition writing. From there, we will set our intention with our candle. So if you have your candle, be sure to grab it. And if not, it's okay. We can use the collective family, La Familia candle. And after that, we'll go into I'll help you in a little meditative state to really for you to use your own magic and find the clarity, answers, whatever it is that you're seeking for yourself. And then we'll be done. So let's dive in. My goal is to make this one short and sweet because, you know, it's time. So let's start with getting grounded. As you all know, my favorite 3-3-3 method. After that, we will dive in. So whenever you're ready, get comfortable, close your eyes if you want to, but go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold and release. Let it all go. Another big breath all the way in. Hold on tight and release. Let it all go. Last one, make it count the biggest breath you've taken all the way in. Hold on tight. Hold, hold, and release. Let it all go. Drop your shoulders. Come into your body. Welcome. Okay. So let's do an energy check. Let's see how we're doing. And remember, this is a collective reading. This is collective. So, familia, take what you like and leave the rest. What does not resonate, it is not yours to take. And if you feel like this energy, again, you're more than welcome to stay. If you feel like this isn't for me, thank you for being here. But yeah, so energy check. So what's going on, Spirit? Let's first call in our my brain is going all over the place. Let's call in our higher power. Let's call in the higher power of the highest good for La Familia. Call in our spirit team, our spirit guides, our ancestors, the of all of the highest good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Energy check. What's going on? So what is this full moon showing us? Okay. There is, it, this is, I'm, okay. There's lots of ideas, lots of things that want to, like lots of plans. There's lots of things that you want to do and not necessarily, and focusing on for the next lunar cycle in May. However, I'm also feeling like this is regarding just for the next 6 months, for the next year. Like really think about it. Like those ideas that you have, those plans, those goals. And I'm really feeling like a lot of it's I'm hearing there's so many ideas coming through that it almost feels very unorganized and you don't know what to do with it. It's almost like this, it's stagnant energy. It's almost like this feeling of just stuck and not knowing, overwhelming feeling of not knowing what to do because there's so many options. And so that's really what I'm hearing a lot of this full moon is really showing us. This full moon, okay, this full moon is also showing us emotions and feelings of, okay, are you feeling enough? Are you doing what you need to do? Because if I remember correctly, my astrologer friend was the one who mentioned it to me. This full moon is in Scorpio, and Scorpio really does produce this feeling of rebirth, this feeling of transformation of I'm hearing do-over, but different do-over. It's not necessarily the doing the same thing over again because again, transformation, changing, rebirth. If you're going to do it again, you got to do it differently because you're not the same person. And that's this what this full moon is really showing you. It's like, hey, this energy, it's about releasing. It's about releasing your fears. It's about releasing what you're holding on to that's keeping you stagnant, that's keeping you from transforming, from evolving. And so it's are we releasing the people? Are we releasing the situations? Are we releasing what's keeping this from you? Especially your emotions, familia, because the, if I'm, Gus right now is sharing a lot of the emotions that we are keeping, we're not expressing, or we're not showing, or we're not fully accepting. I just heard accepting. So in regards to what that means to me is if you're not accepting is it's either there's denial, you don't want to accept, you don't want to believe or trust in yourself or in your higher power. And the thing is, you have to like I mean, like this relationship has to start, but with you, and your higher power is not going to come and rescue you if you are not rescuing yourself. Okay, that had to be said. Um, but also knowing that again, these feel the feelings is what I'm hearing. Feel the feelings along with not getting stuck in those feelings. Feel, then deal. Because many of you are either dealing without feeling or just feeling, 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 and not even doing anything about it. So yes, if you're so what I just heard about that is if you're so angry, what are you doing with that anger in a healthy way? Because if you're bottling up that anger, guess what? It's going to come out eventually and it's going to explode. And we don't need that. We don't want that. So that's what I mean by you got to feel these feelings, but you just got to find a a healthy outlet to do so. And knowing that here's the thing, familia, I need you all to remind yourselves and know you are resilient. So I know that sometimes emotions and especially new ideas, new opportunities can create fear, and that fear then creates other emotions such as anxiety. Um, the anxiety is a big one that I'm hearing right now. Uh, Zero confidence, not believing in yourself. I mean, the thing goes on and on. And the thing is that when you feel these feelings, you're not making, it's not that when you feel, you're making it real. Feeling is a release. I'm hearing like you got to find ways to release these emotions. Don't bottle your emotions. And this full moon is really showing us like why are we still bottling emotions? Why are we still doing the same thing over and over again? Why are we doing this? Why are we here? And this full moon is really saying, no more. We're done. We're done with this. We're done with that part. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so if that's the energy of where we're at, that's what we're feeling, that's how it's being said and done. Um, what okay, so what is it that this full moon is really encouraging us to focus on releasing? What is one thing that La Familia can focus on, Spirit? What's going on? Especially with everything that, energetically we're feeling this opportunities are coming, these new things that can happen. Um, yeah. What's going on, Spirit? What is this full moon illuminating for us? Okay. So we got the Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles right behind it, with the Nine of Wands underneath the deck. That resilience I talked about. Okay. I want to acknowledge the loss that has been felt through every aspect of your life. And I want you to acknowledge this loss. The thing is with the Five of Cups, and I love this image because when you acknowledge your loss, acknowledge it and accept it, and then we got to move forward. The thing is that this new moon, this full moon is really showing that many of you are stuck staring at what was lost, and you're not seeing what's still standing. You're not seeing what you still have. And with the Three of Pentacles right behind it, it's knowing that you're not alone. It's knowing that there is support, there's community. Lean on your people, lean on your tribe, lean on your familia, lean on the familia, our familia. Like we are here, we're all doing this together. And the thing is that sometimes when loss is experienced, when we are going through grief, the grief of change, the grief of something ending, the grief of something different, because that creates a change, the stagnant energy comes from staring at what fell apart and not seeing what was built or what remains. And this is where the Nine of Wands underneath the deck is really pointing out again, is the resiliency, your lived experiences, your journey. You've gone through so much, you've lived through so much, you've experienced so much. So why are you getting so caught up on the things that ended and not seeing all of the other blessings that you have? And this full moon is really showing us, hey, you can, for the next 6 months, you can get stuck on coulda, shoulda, would've, or you can make a decision and let go of these shoulda, coulda, woulda's. Lean on your community, lean on your support, lean on your spirit team, lean on your higher power. And that's how we can continue moving forward. But in order to move forward, familia, this loss, this grief, whatever it is that you feel stuck with, we gotta release it. We gotta hand it over. We gotta give it to higher power and say, here, higher power, take it. I don't want it anymore. It's all you. I don't know what to do. Honestly, familia, that's my favorite prayer. It's, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but you do. So help me, show me, tell me, and I will do it. The thing is that sometimes we got to get out of our own head. We got to get out of our own way. We got to get out of our own ego. We got to get out of this stagnant pool that we put ourselves in. Oh, we. That was yeah, we do. It's so interesting because what I'm also hearing with this Five of Cups is sometimes we're so busy blaming everyone or everything outside of us that things are not working out or that things fell apart. But again, let it begin with me. I'm not saying internalize it and start blaming yourself, but check at the mirror. Look at the mirror and say, what was my contribution to this? What was my contribution to this ending? What was my contribution to this not working out? What was my contribution to this being destroyed, being dismantled? Because there was contribution. Everyone contributes. We contribute to our own lives. And so the thing is that once you really see that, that's when things start to shift, because then that's where your higher power is coming in and saying, so now that you know this, how are you going to do it differently? What are you going to do different? How are you going to lean on your tribe? How are you going to lean on your community for this? Okay. So that's what so yeah, so this full moon is really showing us, and it's really illuminating that we got to release the 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 grief that we're still holding on to for things that, I mean, the things that are like the grief period is over. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm not saying that get over it. I'm not saying be done with it. What I am saying is you can keep grieving, and know that it's not going to change anything. It's not going to make it better. It's not like you grieving, it's not going to change anything. So let's release our grief so we can then start enjoying our blessings, start enjoying what remains, start enjoying what's still there. Um, but yes, thank you, Spirit. So with this, what can help us with what's a tip? What can help us release this grief? Because it's always easier said than done, and part of the release is then the integration. So what can help us remain releasing this grief? What can help stay in embodiment? Okay. We got the Two of Swords with the Page of Cups underneath the deck. So what I'm hearing here with the Two of Swords, it's self-preservation for yourself. Stop saying yes when you really want to say no. Protect yourselves. The Two of Swords, it's also I mean, because swords is all about mental. It's about, the things we say to ourselves, the things we hear from other people. Right here I'm hearing it's you protecting yourself from others' hearsay, but also, familia, protecting yourself from your own hearsay. Again, keeping your ego in check. If your ego is going to come in and start telling you, you're not good enough, or you can't do this, or it's your fault, you're the failure, you messed up, nothing's ever going to work out for you. Like, that's you in your own head. No one else is doing it to you. You're doing it to yourself. We do that to ourselves. But that's because it's part of the protection. It's a coping mechanism. It's a protective measure that you have learned through your life to survive. And the Two of Swords is saying, hey, you got to start like the way you protect yourself from other people's harm, you got to also protect yourself from your own harm. You protect yourself, like protect your heart, protect your mind, protect your like, what you bring in. Because I'm also hearing here with what will help you in releasing this grief is also not necessarily closing off from the world, but I mean, she has a blindfold on. So what I'm hearing this is the see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. And so it's the same for me. I'm hearing it's like what you bring into your life, what you are exposing yourself to, what you are seeing in the world, you be mindful of it, be intentional of it. It's what I always share with a lot of La Familia. Pour into what pours into you. And saying, like, if you put your attention towards all of the negativity in your life, you're magnetic, you're going to continue magnetizing more negativity in your life. And I'm not saying be toxic positivity and always be like, I'm going to be so happy always, no matter what. No, you get to be sad. You get to be angry. You get to be disappointed. You get to be grieving. Like, all of those feelings, you get to experience them and not get stuck with them. Then that's where the protection, the boundaries, you making those boundaries for yourself. Balance, I'm also hearing, like, finding this balance between the two. Again, the feeling and the dealing. I'm hearing not necessarily isolation, but again, take more time for yourself. Take more time to. It's so funny. I'm hearing sit on the toilet, and I have no idea. I mean, she's sitting on the toilet herself, so I was like, why am I saying sitting on the toilet? Why am I so attracted to this? But it's like I'm hearing for La Familia who's always being pulled and like constantly someone needs you, someone needs something from you, someone's always calling you, someone's always telling you, hey, do this, hey, come here, hey, that we need this, we need that. And so when I'm here with we sit in the toilet more, it's maybe go to the bathroom and just lock yourself in there for like 10-20 minutes of just peace and quiet. And if someone comes knocking on the door, like, say, I'm busy, I'm in the bathroom. Like that kind of isolation. Not necessarily isolate from everyone. It's just find moments to be to yourself, by yourself, with yourself. And that's when, because with the Page of Cups underneath the deck, And that's what's telling me, that's your home of expression. That's how you'll start feeling those feelings. Because if you don't give yourself permission to feel, if you don't give yourself the space to feel, if you don't give yourself the time to feel, that's why you're floundering. That's why these emotions that get bottled up, that is why this grief is hard to let go, because it's like, have you even given yourself the time to grieve, to cry it out, to be angry, to go through the stages: denial, anger, resentment, negotiation, and acceptance? Like, are you going through these stages for it? And if you're not, this is the embodiment. Because okay, so what I mean by this, yes, this full moon will be using it to release our grief, to release these emotions that are keeping us from really being in alignment with our highest selves, with our true selves, with our most authentic selves. So yes, we'll ask that, we'll hand it over. But then the action step after that, familia, then you have to be intentional and feel those feelings to release the grief. And that's what the Two of Swords is saying. Find find it for yourself, create it for yourself. Because that's the only way emotions can be expressed. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's close this out with the Chisme. So, any words of encouragement or anything that Spirit needs to say, wants to say, needs to be said? What's going on, Spirit? Okay. Mm, Okay. We got the Nine of Swords with the High Priestess right behind it, and the Ace of Swords underneath the deck. Telling you, a lot of these swords, this is all in our minds, our logic, our arguments. I know many of you feel here with the Nine of Swords. There's this feeling of despair, this feeling of facing forward, but looking backwards. I mean, I love this image. I love Chrissy C. Rhodes and the deck she created, because this deck is so beautiful, and just the amount of love that she put into it. But I love how in the Nine of Swords in this one, you see her facing forward, but looking backwards. And that's what Spirit is saying. Like, many of you, again, you keep saying, I want to do better. You keep saying, I want to move forward. And yet you keep looking towards your back and keep looking. I'm hearing you keep waiting for someone to show up. You keep waiting for something different to change. You keep waiting for that person. I'm hearing that person to just come and apologize for what they need to apologize, or change what they need to change, or do what they need to do, fix what they're going to fix. Like, but you are saying, but I'm going to focus on me and I'm going to face forward. But you're still waiting for them, for that. You can't do that, because look, she's been smoking her lies away. Like, you are harming yourself more than anything. You're in that feeling of despair. It's, again, you're waiting for the weather to change. You're waiting for things to happen, and yet you're stuck in the past, stuck in the back. Just like with the Five of Cups. You're too busy looking downward. You're too busy looking in the past, that you're not seeing the High Priestess right behind you, right in front of you. The High Priestess is you. You're not seeing that the High Priestess is you. You are the creation. You are the creator. You are the creation. You are all of it. You are everything. As above, so below. As within, so without. You are all of that, familia. And the High Priestess really encourages you to focus on your creations, focus on your magic, focus on your abundance, focus on the moon. I mean, it's funny because the High Priestess is the moon. I mean, that's the planet associated is the moon, and I love that we're doing this on the full moon. And it's a full moon in Scorpio. So it really is about, again, for you to be your most magical self, for you to be that High Priestess that creates, that is badass magical. We gotta stop looking at the past. We gotta stop. I'm hearing, and I keep hearing, you got to stop trying to change people from your past. You got to stop trying to get people to join you or to come along with you on your journey or your path. Familia, everyone, every single person in your life comes into your life for a reason and for a season. Everyone, every single person in your life is your teacher. You are the student of life. You are not going to change the situation. You're not going to change them. You're not going to change the outcome. You can't. You can't. You're not Gus. You're not going to do it. But you can focus on you. You can focus on your creation. You can focus on what's important. And that's why the Ace of Swords underneath the deck is really saying you have a box full of tools. You have all these lived experiences. You have all of this knowledge. You have all of this wisdom. You have everything. Now it's time to put it towards action. Those action steps. It's like start moving forward. Again, you cannot release the grief if you're not going to allow yourself to feel. You cannot you cannot get to a place of peace and serenity if you haven't allowed yourself to live in the mess, to then learn to appreciate serenity. So familia, like Spirit's saying, like, hey, trust in yourself, trust your path, trust your journey, trust that you got this. The thing is, you gotta let go of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You gotta let go of trying to control situations, people, things, places. You gotta like it's because if not, we're gonna the we're gonna be right here again in the next 6 months. We're gonna be in the same conversations. I'm gonna be giving you the same tarot spread reading, and so how are we going to do it differently? And this full moon in Scorpio is really showing you that. How are you going to do things differently? It's time to do things differently. So, that was good. Okay, so let us do I want to? I do. I do want to put the questions up. So let me put the questions up. I don't think I don't know if I want to do music today. I don't know. But anyways, hold on. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put up the your journal entry questions. So these are also the questions that you can to ask yourself or you can process as we're going into this meditative state as we are going to be setting the intention and writing our petition. So we'll be doing that. So first, let us write our petition that we are going to burn. And I forgot my cauldron again. I'm telling you, this is my cauldron. Anyways, we set the intention. And remember, you can write your own petition. This is the collective familia petition. We set the intention under this full moon to release the grief of the loss that keeps us stagnant and stuck. With the support of La Familia, our tribe, our community, and ourselves. We set the intention to feel, then deal. I love that. Deal. In order to be our most magical selves. Magical with the K. Cells. So be it. So be it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, here's your candle. Remember, for your candle, if you want to set the intention and put your energy into it, candle on top of your left hand, right hand over it. Breathe into it. And tell the candle what you want the intention to be. I'll read off our petition. Candle, with this candle, we set the intention under this full moon to release the grief of the loss that keeps us stagnant and stuck. With the support of La Familia, our tribe, our community, and ourselves, we also set the intention to feel, then deal, in order to be our most magical selves. Okay. Perfect. I will put it under the candle, and then I will burn it. I am going to, actually, I'm going to put this right here. Okay. I am going to move the camera here. So then that way you guys can see it. Hold on. Trying to. There we go. Okay. Let's light it. Forgot my little, but don't burn the table. Okay. Now let me share my screen so I can share the journal entry. Okay. There we go. I'm going to do it side by side. Perfect. Okay. So get comfortable. Remember the journal entry prompts, if you want to go through them, is what has reached its limits and is ready to be released? What truth have I been avoiding that this full moon is illuminating? What am I ready to forgive, soften, or hand over? So these are your questions for you, familia. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, get comfortable, close your eyes if you want to, or focus on your journal as I speak into the meditation. During the meditation, I will also be sending you some Reiki energy. So if you accept, just say I accept and we'll begin. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way in. Hold. And release. Let it all go. Another big breath, all the way in. Hold. And release. Let it all go. Last one, make it count. The biggest breath you've taken all the way in. Hold. And release. Let it all go. Drop your shoulders. Come to your body. Focus on your center. I want you to imagine that right in front of you is your bonfire, your inner bonfire. This is your connection to source. This is your connection to your higher power, connection to Gus. So there's no right or wrong. We're going to connect with it. And I also want you to imagine that right above your bonfire is the beautiful full moon in all her glory, illuminating, bright, beautiful. And then from there, I want you to connect with your bonfire using your five senses. So I want you to use your smell, your touch, your taste, your sight, and the hearing, and connect with your bonfire. What are the things you see? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? What are you hearing? And what are you feeling? Remember, there's no right or wrong. Breathe in and out. If you catch yourself overthinking, gently come back to your breathing. I want you to now imagine that from your beautiful bonfire comes out your inner butterfly. This is your guide. This is the one that protects you, shows you your way. And I want you to imagine that as the butterfly is flying towards you, you see that it's leaving a light, a white light of protection right behind it, like a trail. And it starts to circle around you, going around in circles, around and around and around. And it's wrapping you up in a cocoon, a white, bright cocoon of protection, going around and around your cocoon, protecting you from the bottom of your feet all the way to the top of your head. You're wrapped in your cocoon of protection. And the butterfly lands on the top of your head. The moment it lands on your head, you feel peace coming down your head, down your face, down your shoulders, your back, your stomach, your thighs, your legs, your feet. And it's going down further, growing roots down your feet. And the roots are going down past the stone, past the dirt, past the bones, going down, connecting you further and further to the core of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. You're connected above and below. You are safe in your cocoon. And I want you to just take a moment and think about all of what you're feeling, all of what's going on with this full moon, these emotions that you have been bottling up, that you've been stirring. And just have the feeling and imagine that the butterfly just sucks it out of you, takes it right out, takes it right out. Think about what has reached its limits and is ready to be released. Think about what truth you've been avoiding with this full moon, that is what this full moon is illuminating. Think about what you're ready to forgive, soften, or hand over. Breathe in and out and hand that over. Just let the butterfly take it. If you feel like you need more of a visual, just imagine you have a brush that you're brushing through your body, removing all this energy, all this stagnant, all of this pain, all of what you need to release, how it's stored in your body. Breathe in and out. Now I want you to imagine that your butterfly is taking all of what you just handed over back into the bonfire, to burn it all, to transmute it back into love. And from your fire comes out your higher self. This is your inner comadre, inner compadre, or inner comextre. This is the most aligned version of you, the best version of you. And as they walk towards you, I want you to notice them, notice the details, the way that you carry yourself, the way you stand, the way you are dressed, all of the little details. And as they come up to you, give you a big hug to transmute all of the energy into you with love, patience, courage, resilience, strength, perseverance. Take a deep breath in and release as you start to receive all of this love, all of this energy. Any messages that need to come through, this is your time. This is where we ask for help and we set our intention. So this is where we set our intention to release the grief that's holding us down, holding us back. This is where we set the intention to feel our feelings in order for us to be our most magical selves. What do you need help with this full moon? What are you ready to let go of? And let your inner comadre, inner compadre, inner comextre show you the way. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. It's almost time for your higher self to go back into the bonfire. So any last minute things, now is the time. And as they start to walk away back into the bonfire, I just want you to sit with this feeling of gratitude. Let the gratitude vibrate through your body. You feel it extending, starting from your heart center, extending through your body. More and more gratitude, gratitude for this moment, gratitude for the messages, gratitude for this full moon, gratitude for whatever it is that you need in this moment. Breathe in and out. It's time to start putting your bonfire away. There's no right or wrong. You can come back to it anytime. And when you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way in. And release. Let it all go and welcome back. Let me put this on. Anyways. Okay. Okay. So here's our petition. Here's our candle. I cannot burn it live because I don't have my cauldron. I will burn it as soon as I'm done recording, and I will leave the candle at the altar. And that is all, familia. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am so grateful. If you want to stay for announcements, you're more than welcome to. Other than that, we are done. Thank you all so much. I am sending you all so much fire and butterflies. And familia, as always, don't forget to always love your now. Bye. Okay, announcements. I don't have any. I mean, I do have some, but like I said, this recording was so last minute, it wasn't planned. It was just, oh my gosh, there's a full moon and I need to hold myself accountable and be consistent and do this. So I hopped on real quick. So I didn't get a chance to really organize my thoughts when it came to my announcement that I was going to do afterwards. So yeah, I mean, I did send out the Familia newsletter earlier this morning. So Familia, who is email subscribed, you got it. If you're not, subscribe to my email. That's the best way to be in the loop of what's going on with Love Your Now Comadre and with myself. But yeah, so that came out. With that, I did announce that I started, no, not started. I announced Color Me Rage at the end of last month. So I still have spots available for La Familia in the local area. If you're interested, this is part of my Color Me series where it's intuitive healing art and ways of just healing through art. And this one is called Color Me Rage. It's all about expressing the rage that we are told not to express. And I'm very excited about it. So if you're interested, if you want to know more, it is donation based. Go check out my website. I will leave the link below. But yeah, that's my biggest announcement. That's happening May 23rd from 2 to 4 in a private residence here in Modesto, California. So familia, come check it out. It'll be so much fun. I'm excited. I only have a few spots left, so do it. Come. Um, I will be looking at my calendar for the rest of the month to see about doing the scheduling the new moon workshop that will be happening later. And I believe we have another full moon this month again. Because yeah, I think we do. So we'll go with that too. Um, Other than that, that's it. That's my announcements. Everything's good. I am slowly just being more consistent on YouTube and showing up. Life, life is still happening. But yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, familia. I love you all so much. You know this. But anyways, with all of that, I am sending you again so much fire and butterflies and familia. Don't forget to love your now. All right, bye.